All right, so yeah, I just realized I have a cold shoe mount on the camera, like right next to the lens, so I can just talk to the camera like a normal person, like without having a doodad hanging from my shirt. So that's cool. Microsoft Bimbos, go to what's that guy's name again? I don't even know, dude. I just like that video where he was like trying to find Microsoft Bimbos, and he found it. Congratulations. Damn, I can't think of his name, dude. Anyway, what did I want to talk about? So obviously, I'm on this like whole virginity and no dates and no girlfriends kick, just discussing it. And I guess like the next thing that came to mind, I guess, was like, okay, like, obviously, like as a guy, right? You can lose your virginity in several ways, I guess, right? Like it doesn't have to be like an organic situation, as it were. And when I say organic, I guess I mean like a girl that you date, or a one night stand, from like some club situation. Like it doesn't have to be anything that you, I guess, like achieve, so to speak. You could just pay to win. You could just pay to win, right? And I don't know about you guys, but like I'm not gonna pay to win ever. I'm not gonna pay to win ever. You could just pay to win, right? What I mean by that is like you could just, in America it's illegal, but like I'm sure you could find some girl that you could pay to suck your dick or like let you fuck or whatever. Even in Japan, uh, it's illegal in Japan, but there's red light districts where like you could do it. Like you could go to the red light district and pay like 200, 300 ish dollars and go sleep with a girl. And like they literally have like the prices on like signboards. You know what I mean? It's like what how do they phrase it? Like it's like, you know 200 to 20,000 yen, uh, for like either 1 hour or one shot. I think they call it one shot. Basically, like once you bust, you gotta go. Like it's like once you bust your nut, you're done. Okay, like if you bust your nut at minute 59 or minute one, once you've busted, you gotta dust it. You gotta hit hit the road, Jack. Like that's how it is in Japan. And I kind of almost came close while I was there on study abroad, to like stooping to that level. Basically, like I was just like I was feeling this, the itch. I was just like, man, all of my other friends are dating, right? Like literally everyone else is doing something. Everyone else is getting down. There's like literally everybody else. Literally, honestly, from day one, I didn't have any of that, obviously, right? But I almost came to the like point where I was maybe like, you know what, man? While I'm in Japan, while I'm in a place where it's basically legal, basically like they have services that you could like like specifically you can go and like rent a girl, so to speak, and like do it. I almost did it. I almost thought about doing it. I don't think I ever want to do that. I don't think that's for me. And I think especially where I am in my life now, 35 and a half-year-old virgin with no dating experience. But like I'm here, I'm there, and on paper that's like, okay, bro, like if you weren't thinking about doing it at 27, 28, you might definitely consider it at 35 and a half. Like you like why don't you just do it at 37 and a half? Nobody would blame you. You could definitely use the experience, right? Like you could definitely use the experience so that when you do find your relationship, maybe you won't be off-putting and like super unexperienced and like weird and awkward about it. Maybe you could definitely use that experience. But I had this thought. I had a high thought one night. probably like over a year ago one time. So I was hanging out with a friend of mine, known him since high school, and like a lot of the time we'll hang out and we'll get together, maybe take a couple shots or drink some beers together, maybe smoke a little, marijuana together. And basically, since we do smoke, basically I go over this one time and he's like, bro, we got to go to Amsterdam. We got to go to Amsterdam sometime. I was like, oh yeah, dude, that sounds fucking cool, man. Amsterdam sounds fun. And like, in my mind, I'm like the weed, right? Because it's legal there. And like, like that would be pretty cool, right? He's just like, yeah, dude, the brothels there are illegal. And like European women are so hot. And like the women in those brothels are like, they're like hotter than like, any most normal girls that you ever find. And I was just like, oh, I thought we were going the weed route. You're on the brothel route. Oh, I mean, I guess, like that. And basically, I was just like, immediately. Now, I'm very like, I don't know. I'm trying to be as like take self-responsibility and like I want to do it the right way, so to speak, right? And like immediately my response to him in that moment even was like, bro, I don't want to go all the way to Amsterdam. Like I'm paying for the flight, paying for the hotel, blah, blah. I don't want to go to Amsterdam just to pay a girl to have sex for the night. I'm trying to go and basically, like cold approach essentially. Like in my mind, I'm like, if we're gonna go to Amsterdam, I don't want to pay money to have a girl for like the night or like a couple hours. I want to go and have, I want to meet a girl out in the streets or out whatever we're doing, wherever we're going, hanging out, going to the club, what have you. I want to have a girl like meet her and like have a basically a girlfriend for the week or whatever that we're there, as in like, like a little thing, like a little fling at least. At least an organic situation where it's like an actual little romantic, like, oh, this is fun. And like, she's super cool. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want like a movie, bro. I don't want just like a fucking short, like 5-minute little session, hour-long session. I want like okay, so we're going to meet for breakfast. Okay, so we're going to go take the train to this other place tomorrow. Okay, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, you got my number? Matter of fact, just come back to my hotel room because we're just in this bitch together. We're just in Amsterdam together. Me and this other girl that I might have met, by chance or whatever. And we had like a fated encounter, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm looking for. And I guess like I was just so astonished, I guess like the difference in mindset or perspective, I was just like, I mean, I guess I get you, right? Like as I drove home, still a little bit high, and this is the thing that I thought. I was like, bear with me, okay? Like I said, high. I'm driving home, midnight or like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm just like, men and women are like peanut butter and jelly, right? We'll just say men are peanut butter and girls are jelly, right? And yeah, men and women are like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together, right? And like, sure, okay, so like you can't just have peanut butter and jelly. Like you can't, I mean, I guess you could, but like you don't just like slap peanut butter and jelly on a plate and eat it that way, right? Usually, if we say peanut butter and jelly, we're actually like, we're talking about a sandwich usually, right? Like, usually it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. As in, there's bread. And like a typical peanut butter and jelly, like this was literally the way, I'm trying to like explain the way I was thinking about this, right? Men and women are just like peanut butter and jelly. And like, usually peanut butter and jelly is on bread, right? And like, in a metaphorical sense, but like it's so funny because we use this term for this, but like usually the value is behind us, right? Like if I'm peanut butter, I've got the bread behind me, right? And the bread is my value, right? It's what I bring to the relationship. It's my money, my personality. I guess maybe more so like we'll just say we're simplifying it. We're going to say value, but like in this case money, right? Like whatever value you have, but like generally speaking money, right? It should be behind you and it should be behind her too, right? But like what I realized on this drive home, like maybe I got to get a different angle for this shit. What I realized on this drive home is that prostitution and like paying for sex is like putting a piece of bread, it's like putting the value between you and the girl. It's unnatural. It's weird. Peanut butter and jelly just go together. They should be mixing up and swapping juices and shit, right? Prostitution is like putting your value in front of you. Like, hey, I don't got it behind me. I don't have other value behind me enough to feel secure to do this on my own. So I'm going to put it in front of me and make this a transaction. And that's what I realized. I was like, prostitution is like putting the value between you and the girl. And now nothing real can ever happen because, I mean, like, yeah, you're a sandwich, I guess. You're together, I guess. If you're having a night with a prostitute, I guess. But like, not really, right? It only lasts as long as the value lasts. It only lasts as long as you're paying for it. Once you're done, you're done. Once you bust your nut and whatever, and your time is up or what have you, okay, bye. You know, if you want to see me again, get another piece of bread, please. Get another piece of bread right here, please. Right in front of us, please. You know? I was like, no, not for me, man. Not for me. I want to be a PB&J the normal way, like my value behind me. I want to build my value so that it's behind me in a substantial enough way that I see a girl, you know, jelly. But also, like, I need her to have her value too, right? Not necessarily money in this case. I guess I mean the other aspects of value, right? Her personality, her hobbies, her interests, my personality, my hobbies, my interests. That should be supporting both of us as we meet in the middle and have hot peanut butter and jelly sex, you know, like of the minds too, you know what I'm saying? Like we should be melding together as one. Like we should be becoming one thing. Like once you put PB&J together, like it's hard, like borderline impossible to separate it, right? Like try doing that. Try putting peanut butter on one slice of bread and jelly on another slice of bread, slapping them two together with the jelly and the peanut butter meeting in the middle. Now try to like separate them, right? Once they've melded together, it is basically impossible for you to completely separate peanut butter and jelly from each other to the point where there's no, basically it's like as if you never put them together in the first place, right? That's the way it should be. That's the way men and women should be, like peanut butter and jelly. But like to put the bread between you, that's weird, man. That's so fucking weird. And that's what we do when we engage in prostitution, pornography, strip clubs, honestly, even just like thirsting on social media, right? Like it's not quite the way it should be, man. It's unnatural and no juices are really swapping, you know? Juices only kind of borderline swap when you're engaging with a girl on those kind of platforms, and it's like basically she sees that you have enough value, but like it's not necessarily backing you in the same natural kind of organic way. It's like you have to have so much of it that it is basically between you. It's in front of you, you know, by your profile picture, and like, oh, but I'm this, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. I have all this money. I have this cool car. Look at this. I'm on my 5th vacation this year. Haha, this is awesome, right? Like to get those kind of girls. I don't even need to really explain this anymore, right? Hopefully you understand it. We're like peanut butter and jelly. We just go together. So let's not complicate it. And me personally, I don't know about y'all. I don't care if I make it all the way to 40. I don't think I'll ever be able to really like approve of just doing it just to get it out of the way. My uncle even told me that. He took me to a strip club only a couple of years ago. Like, maybe, yeah, literally just a couple of years ago. I was in my 30s, obviously still a virgin, still haven't dated yet. And I guess we were talking about that. Like, I was, I think maybe he didn't really know. He probably did. But, like, basically I was just like, well, just in case you don't know, yeah, even to this point, I've never dated, I've never had sex. I've never done anything with a girl like that before. And, like, I think he was just trying to take me to the strip club because he knew some of the strippers. I don't think he was trying to get me to get laid that night. But, like, he was literally like, Dave, there's nothing wrong with paying for sex, at all, basically. But, like, yeah, if you just want to do it just to do it, first time, there's nothing wrong with it at all. And I was just like, I don't know about that, Ankh. I know you've had a lot of experiences. I know you're kind of a player. You've had plenty of kids, honestly, and then kind of left them with their moms and whatever. Like, you've definitely done that. So, like, I believe you in the sense that, like, you're definitely somebody I could listen to when it comes to experience with dating and getting girls and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know if I can agree with there's nothing wrong with, like, just doing it just to do it and, like, paying for it if you have to like, pop your cherry, so to speak, and get it out of the way. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I'm looking for my jelly. I'm away from my jelly. Meanwhile, peanut butter is cooking. Just stirring it up, you know what I'm saying? Just stirring it up, bro. Just stirring it up. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? If anybody watches this, so, like, how do you feel about that concept? Men and women are like peanut butter and jelly, and, like, you shouldn't put the value between the two of you. I think we're doing us all a disservice by engaging in that kind of stuff, personally. I don't necessarily think it really empowers the woman as much as they might think it does. And it definitely, for damn sure, don't empower the men, the simps that are out here paying for it. I don't know, yeah. No, the question still stands. What do you think? Me personally, I don't think it's the best option for anybody involved, frankly. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Uncle D, out.